Was the Prime Minister taking responsibility for that, or was he passing the buck?
He was clearly passing the buck. He wasn't taking any responsibility.
Navika.
Yes, Dr. Singhvi.
Navika, unlike Mr. Modi's speeches, which are only full of rhetoric and adjectives, they have nothing specific, facts, figures, programs. They denounce and they taunt and they divide and they create an atmosphere of anger. Dr. Manmohan Singh has been very candid. He was humble and straightforward in saying that I am ruling myself out for the next round. He was categorical in saying, yes, we have not been able to control inflation the way we would have liked to. He was clear in saying that while we have taken more concrete action in respect of corruption everywhere, it is true that people tend to be perceptually associating certain things. So I think this is a very clear candidate's usual style. He is not ambiguous or vacuous or vague, as some people deliberately try to be. After all, if you see the whole line of Mr. Modi's speeches, he is very good at rhetoric and at creating a certain denunciatory atmosphere, taunting. But where are the specifics? This was a press conference of specifics.
There were absolutely no specific responses, Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi. There was a specific question on corruption that was asked. There was a specific question that was asked that ministers are not supposed to attend cabinet meetings and they're supposed to declare to the Prime Minister their business interests in companies. And a question was asked about the recent example of Veerbhadra Singh, a Congress Chief Minister in Himachal Pradesh. The Prime Minister has received a complaint from the Leader of Opposition in Rajya Sabha, Arun Jaitley, but the Prime Minister said he had not applied his mind to it. Now that's not a specific reply.
Why? Let me deal with it straight away. As far as Mr. Veerbhadra Singh is concerned, the allegations are in the public domain for the last 4 days. The Prime Minister doesn't deal with states. He said he received a reply and forwarded it. What he's saying is he's not judging it. He doesn't really have a jurisdiction to deal with it at the state level. But he has forwarded it. He hasn't hidden it or he hasn't avoided it. All he's saying is that I'm not taking a decision on the merits because it doesn't really come into my immediate domain. And as far as other things are concerned, he was very candid on inflation. He was very candid on the record on corruption, but he said that we don't accept.
Dr. Singhvi, he could have said that the matter is being examined by the CBI. He could have said that I've passed on the investigation to another department, but that's not what he said. He said he had not applied his mind.
No, Navika, of course, he says he has not applied his mind to the merits of the investigation, and there is no question of the CBI being directed by him to investigate. He is not suggesting that he is accepting Mr. Arun Jaitley's thing and starting an investigation. All he is saying is that there is an ongoing investigation. I forwarded it through the PMO. Where is he avoiding it? I mean, what should he say? As a Prime Minister, what should he say about the Chief Minister's situation? At the most, it is for the party to deal with. And since the last 3 or 4 days, the Congress has very categorically dealt with the allegations. Mr. Jaitley threw a challenge, and I was on television yesterday and day before. He said, let's debate this in public. And I debated it. And I am prepared to debate it with Nirmala ji today.
The larger point, Dr. Singhvi, really here being that if this is a government, if this is a Prime Minister whose personal record is very clean, whose personal integrity is very high, should he be looking at issues of corruption more strongly than he appeared to look at today from his answers? That's the question that I posed to Nirmala Sitharaman. Nirmala, would you have expected a more forthright answer from the Prime Minister?
Absolutely. Particularly, I'm glad you took the example of Sri Veerbhadra Singh. Here is the Leader of the Opposition from Rajya Sabha writing with a complete set of documents and evidences attached and enclosed about a minister who had to be removed from the central cabinet. And the Congress party thought it fit to send him as Chief Minister to Himachal Pradesh. But on whom, when the Leader of the Opposition writes, after a few days, today, whenever the Prime Minister had seen the letter, we hear him say that he has not applied his mind yet. It is a serious issue, a serious charge, which the Leader of the Opposition is posing and writing to him directly with all the evidentiary material. And on that, look at the way in which the Prime Minister responded on a minister who had to be removed earlier on corruption charges from the central cabinet. The Congress party and the Prime Minister have not shown any seriousness in handling corruption.
Dr. Singhvi, quick rebut to Nirmala.
Yes, I think all this waxing eloquent by the Leader of the Opposition and the BJP getting hysterical, I think you should ask a few simple questions. were they half as hysterical about Babubhai Bhukeria, who is convicted of a serious charge and continues to be a minister sitting in the council for months in Gujarat, and Mr. Purushottam Solanki, again convicted, for whom sanction for prosecution at a later stage was denied by the Gujarat Chief Minister.
But Dr. Singhvi, two wrongs don't make a right. And
Agreed.
this time we were asking a question of the Prime Minister of the country, which is different from asking a question to the opposition of the country. As the Prime Minister, there is more responsibility at his doorstep than at the doorstep of any opposition leader.
Agreed. Therefore, that is why, unlike Mr. Modi and unlike the BJP, in Tehelka, in George Fernandes, in Babubhai Bhukeria, what the Congress has done is, you had ministers like Raja losing their seat, you had Mr. Ashok Chavan resigning even before an FIR, you had a reference, which is an ongoing investigation, both by CBI and the IT against Mr. Veerbhadra Singh, after which he has, by the way, won an election. So that's the difference, of course. Investigations go on, there is a reference. We don't behave like the BJP, who tries to cover up, who tries to bring back Mr. Yediyurappa after he left screaming and fighting after 1 year's gap. 1 year's gap it took him to go.
There are two answers I would want to give him on this. First thing, the comparisons that he is bringing of Babubhai Bhukeria or anybody else is completely wrong. He is a senior advocate in Supreme Court. He doesn't know that the case is sub judice and the earlier order which was passed was even removed from the court. He has gone for a clear appeal, and therefore he is completely not yet, we have not heard the final word on that. That's one thing. And second, on Yediyurappa ji, let Dr. Singhvi know that the High Court itself, with a two-judge bench, very clearly quashing that he has not been given a fair hearing by the Santosh Hegde Lokayukta, and that FIR was quashed. So let him not please bring that in, because he is not telling the full truth. And Mr. Yediyurappa is coming into the party as a Karyakarta, and I don't think you should now make a big scene out of it. Considering that when Veerbhadra Singh was removed out of the cabinet, from the central cabinet, sending him blatantly, and also today in Karnataka, inducting two people who are equally tainted, about whom the Congress has no moral authority. And again, Adarsh, cherry picking on Adarsh even after Rahul Gandhi had said you have to reconsider, all shows very clearly that the Congress party is only shielding the corrupt rather than even facing the law.
Clearly, questions of corruption allegations against the two national parties, the Congress and the BJP, is something that will continue to go on. We'll slip into a short break. When we come out, we'll discuss the question of whether the Prime Minister, after announcing his retirement, has become a lame duck Prime Minister for the remaining 4 months that are still left in his tenure.